Hey, what's up? This is Amateur Hour here. Last year we made a video called something like why you shouldn't buy techwear clothing. And of course that's not me literally saying that you shouldn't get involved in this kind of fashion, but that there is a specific genre of retailer who like to brand themselves as techwear and selling this techwear clothing that you can buy, and maybe them not being the best kinds of places for you to buy this kind of thing from. Ironically, people have been commenting that before that video, they've been served ads for exactly these kinds of techwear retailers. So I thought, time for a little investigation. We can see exactly what we're looking at here, and one of these is for Techwear Club. So we're going to have a look at this now, and the first thing that shows up is the iconic #Techwear cargo pants. You will see these on basically every single dropshipping website or whatever known to man. Tips: please refer to the size chart in the product description to choose before buying, because there might be difference between your size chart in Techwear Club and your usual size. Grab a pair of these. We can't have techwear without a jacket, so we've got to get ourselves one of these. I've gone for the first one here, the Project X XGXF Techwear waterproof anorak with hoodie, 24% off, coming in at £49. We're going to be part of the Lock Combat Grood. I think they just make up the text every single time they make these products. Pretty horrendous branding on the back, that's fine, we can handle that, because, it does look pretty cool. This guy's got his mask on, he's got some cool techwear style. I want to be like that guy, so we're going to buy this stuff. Sizing again, looking pretty small. I think it's going to have to be XL on me. I would normally go for a medium on this stuff. Yeah, we're going to go 2 sizes up for this. These guys are really broadening the horizons of what techwear is. We've got the feather hair, sling wrapped chest, sexy vest here. Which, yeah, just looks wonderful. I think that's gonna go great with all my acronym stuff. Okay, we've got some techwear streetwear strapped joggers here. Some nice cringy branding on the pocket there. We're gonna go XL on these. I would normally get a 34 for waist, but I don't quite trust these measurements. I'd rather them be a little bit bigger than a bit smaller. Gonna go green as well for a bit of variety. Don't let anyone tell you cookies aren't techwear, apparently. They say this one is their own brand. It's definitely not, because it's got that knockoff 11 by BBS logo. 11 by BB's Dark, it gets called, and you'll find this all over Taobao and a bunch of different websites. Whatever you do, don't your jobs. It's desert. Thanks, round neck, long sleeve, pullover, long sleeve t-shirt. Shoes on this website are pretty fire. We've got the Converse Supreme Off-White fashion collab here, coming in at only £23. A deal of the century. I'm going to go ahead and check this stuff out. Apparently it's going to take 10 to 15 days shipping time. Hopefully it'll all show up at once. And yeah, we can see just how techwear all of these things really are. 24 days later. Okay, so we had a bit of a delay because while 2 of the 5 items showed up in 11 days, I think, the other 3 weren't even shipped for about 2 weeks. So it's been nearly a month, but we finally have everything together. Even before looking at the clothing properly, it's quite clear this is all drop shipped, not only from the very long shipping times, but the fact that things did show up in multiple packages. The packing slips that they came with didn't have any kind of Techwear Club retailer branding or anything like that, totally generic. Same applies to the tags in all of the clothing. It's all just random brands, none of it says Techwear Club inside. Example of the packing slip here, you don't really get much, no info about returns or anything like that either. This makes their About Us page particularly annoying when they're talking about how they love techwear so much. They wanted to make their own techwear clothing. But anyway, let's take a proper look at what we've got here. First up, we've got to take a look at everyone's favorite #Techwear cargos. They are these ones right here. And what we're seeing is these are another version of the same product. They're different to the $12 ones that I bought before. They're different to the Elfric Eden branded ones. What's clear though is these are not the cargo pants that are in the picture. So right off the bat, we can see that Techwear Club are presenting one product and shipping you something different. Much wider than they appear on the website. The cuffs at the bottom are really saggy. They don't give the same fit that you'll see on the website pictures at all. They just kind of sit there. They're like the same width as the rest of the pant. You get nothing of that tapered silhouette that the original version is trying to achieve at all. And of course, we have some made up text on the pocket. This one here is totally different. We have written here, keep moving, don't settle. Don't try so hard. The bossed things come when you least expect them to, being on the sea. Being on the land, settle. It's hope. No idea where they got that from, props if you can make that make any sense at all, but it's not on what they were supposed to send me. The amazing thing is, because I sized all the way up to 2XL, these are actually the right length for me. Amazingly, the leg measurements were fairly accurate. They are, if anything, a little bit wide on the waist as well. That's partly because the elasticated waist here doesn't provide a massive amount of tension. It is a little bit kind of saggy, but yeah, at least they're not too small. The material is a thick nylon, it's kind of swishy, doesn't look very nice, it looks a bit like a bin bag, doesn't feel very nice to wear either. At least they have enough room to move around in from that perspective, they're more comfortable than the Elfric Eden ones, but that also makes them look totally different to in the product pictures. If I was expecting this, and I was shipped this, I would be, at best, kind of confused, at worst, pretty annoyed. I wish I could say that was the worst we could expect from this retailer, but oh no. No. Let's move on to the second pair of cargos, the green ones here. These are absolutely awful, and I'm not exaggerating, they are unwearable. Why? Because the size that I ordered, XL, is meant to be 113 centimeters long. These are actually 93 centimeters long, and funnily enough, that 20 centimeters on the leg makes quite a bit of difference when it comes to how these look and what the correct size is. I can barely get these on, and you have to wonder, what is the point of size charts when they have seemingly no bearing on the actual product that you're gonna get? These fit like they are for children. There might be difference in size chart between Techwear Club and your usual size. We've also changed how long a centimeter is, so good luck. So yeah, I would genuinely split these in two if I tried to walk around or do anything wearing these. They really are that tight, and just all around, they look awful, they feel awful. The stitching is really bad pretty much everywhere. There's loads of like loose bits of stitching. There's fake pockets as well. These back pockets are just flaps, and even by the shape of them you can tell that this is different to the product pictures, and the material is very obviously different as well. It doesn't look like this in the product images. So again, this is a case of a bit of a bait and switch with being shown one product and shipped something else. I wish I could say there was a single redeeming factor about these, but I'm honestly coming up blank. Even the drawstrings don't work because the string was only coming from one side when these arrived. The windbreaker is one of the better items here, and by that I mean it's just about managed to limp over the floor height bar set by the two pairs of cargos. Now with this one I ordered XL because I didn't want it to be too small, and they sent me an L instead, so it's too small. And yeah, we're 3 for 3 with not being sent what we ordered. Aside from that though, this does actually look like the product pictures from the most part. We've got the nonsensical lock combat Grood text here on the side, which funnily enough does appear on the product pictures as well. So at least they're being upfront about this being a knockoff version of one of the Cat Stack land combat group pieces. Aside from that, it kind of comes across as a Tech Ninja version of a vintage windbreaker. It's intended to have this slight oversized look on the body, although it's coming up a bit short on the arms for me because it's too small. And a quarter zip style, which is maybe a bit less practical than a full zip, but it allows for a bit more pocket space on the front here. It has quite a lot of text on the front and especially the back, which is a little bit cringy to me, but at least it shows it on the product pictures, right? The hood is kind of small, it has no way of adjusting it either, so it's got limited usability if it's actually bad weather out. And the material, while yes being water resistant, of course as well, breathability is pretty low, making this feel a bit sweaty and a bit uncomfortable to wear. It's maybe good enough, you know, chuck it on for a couple of Instagram outfit pictures and then take it off again. I guess it's good enough for that, and honestly, I'll take what I can get at this point. This was about £50, I think, so it's relatively expensive compared to the other stuff, but this is one of the few cases that I feel like I just bought something that wasn't very good, rather than straight up getting scammed. Speaking of getting scammed, I thought I'd order 1 or 2 extra pieces here, you know, make sure I'm giving the Techwear Club a fair chance. I went for this little long sleeve t-shirt here, kinda slouchy, kind of oversized. It's got this gradient hand graphic thing going over the front. And if you're sensing a theme here, yes, the thing that showed up is not the same as on the product pictures. Say it louder for the people in the back. If nothing else, I thought I could maybe wear it as a pajama top or something, but what showed up is this stretchy polyester thing, and you can see the graphic on the front is pretty awful. It feels cheap, it looks cheap, it's this vinyl applique type thing. It doesn't have anything like that gradient that was shown on the product pictures, and the measurements are also off on this, and that's partly because it is just shorter than what the measurement said it was, but because the whole style of it and the shape and the cut is totally different, that only exacerbates that, because this doesn't have the dropped sleeve that it appeared to have in the product pictures. So as a result, the sleeves are way shorter than they are supposed to be. Yeah, I mean, you can just see this is comically different to how it appears. It feels pretty uncomfortable to wear, not gonna lie. Hopefully my discomfort is apparent. I wouldn't want to wear this for any extended period of time, and I feel like that graphic as well is the kind of thing that, like, I could just peel it off with my fingers if I wanted to. This was actually one of the things that arrived first, and I messaged them when it showed up with some images showing that it's totally different to what I ordered. That was over 2 weeks ago. They still haven't responded yet. I'm sure they're just really busy and they'll get back to me any day now. And one final thing, hiding in plain sight the entire time, was this little necklace. This cost me, I think, £3. And it's pretty much as described, you know, it looks and feels like a kind of cheap necklace, but it doesn't actually look that terrible in a casual streetwear context, and it looks like how it was supposed to look, so fine, I guess. So all in all, great experience, 10 out of 10, would order from again. No, just kidding. I will be attempting to return 4 of 5 of these items. I will keep the little necklace. I don't hold out too much hope for being able to get my money back here, but we'll see how things turn out. The aim of this video was to show what happens when you order from these kinds of places. Honestly, it went worse than I expected. I didn't expect for, in pretty much every case, to not receive the thing that I thought I was ordering. But if this video encourages a single person to not purchase from Techwear Club or any of the similar techwear dropshipping retailers, then I will consider this video a success. And if you know anyone that is thinking about buying from somewhere like this, please show them this video so they get some idea of the kind of ordering experience they are likely to receive. It's very easy as well to say, oh well, everything's really cheap, so of course it's going to be bad. And while that is true to an extent, we can't expect the world from £20 Techwear cargo pants. That doesn't mean that people should be receiving totally different products to what they're ordering, which in one case was not physically possible to wear because of the difference between the actual product and what was described on the website. Personally, I would much rather spend even a little bit more money just so I'm getting the confidence and assurance that the thing that is going to show up is the thing that I think I'm buying. And further, if there is a problem with it, I can return it and get my money back if it's not what I expect it to be. So again, I hope this video was useful, or at least entertaining. I didn't set out trying to run a hit piece on Techwear Club or take down any particular retailers or whatever, even though all of this stuff was absolutely terrible, but it's just kind of indicative of the sort of experience you're likely to have if you purchase from one of these drop-shipped techwear retailers. So if you see a kind of place like this that calls itself a techwear shop, you see these kinds of images, the long delivery times, the weird size charts, all of that stuff, do yourself a favor and look elsewhere. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a like, it is super appreciated, and if you have any experience with retailers of this type, definitely add your comments down below, because that's going to make this video even more valuable for people looking for information on these kinds of retailers and whether you should or should not be purchasing from them. Anyway, thank you so much for watching the video, and yeah, we'll see you next week in the next one. If everything goes to schedule, then last week will have been a live video, so thanks to everyone who tuned in for that. A little kind of techwear, news, chat, general fashion kind of thing. Yeah, definitely up for doing more of those. I know I keep saying that, but I might actually try and do them a bit more often. And if you're after some affordable techwear gear that sucks a little bit less than these things here, then definitely stay tuned for future weeks, because we're taking a look at some in shadower stuff coming up soon. Yeah, so keep an eye out for that.